Hi, I'm Clive Green, professional hitman.
Clive is a mockumentary-style film following professional hitman Clive Green. Clive is dissatisfied with his job because it turns out to be more mundane than he originally expected.
During the filming process of Clive, we decided to use two different mockumentary styles of filmmaking. We used a Steadicam when we were filming Clive outside in external shots, and when we were doing internal shots we decided to do an interview style with a stationary tripod.
The plot of Clive was inspired by Robert Carlyle's film The Legend of Barney Thompson. In this film, it's about a man who becomes an accidental serial killer. And this got me thinking about how we romanticize being a hitman in the medium of film and television. But what if people just saw it as an ordinary dull job?
With the mockumentary style, we were inspired by Wahid Tatiti and Jamon Clement, What We Do in the Shadows. Their film allowed a fantasy reality to be grounded within a documentary style, which we want to do for Clive, as it helps exaggerate the comedy.
A lot of the humour from What We Do in the Shadows comes from them building up to the stereotype of vampires, but then bringing it down. And we wanted to replicate this with Clive by making him look like a stereotypical hitman, yet then he's just an ordinary guy who cares for the environment.
In What We Do in the Shadows, there is a scene when Deacon is being interviewed on a stationary shot with a tripod.
When you're a vampire, you become very sexy.
We decided to incorporate that into our film Clive, with Clive being interviewed on the sofa with a stationary shot.
The Legend of Barney Thompson has Robert Carlyle's character dragging a body through the woods. And this scene is funny because it's the character's first body, and you can see this through his body posture and the way he moves. Now, I wanted to flip this idea with Clive, and have Clive dump a body in the woods, but this being like a normal, everyday task that he does on a regular basis, yet he gets very upset when he finds a piece of litter.
We wanted to humanise Clive by showing his fond loveness for the environment, but also we wanted to show the character would exaggerate his achievements, for example in the humorous training montage.
Clive, just like Robert Carlyle's character, Barney Thompson, does want to fall in love with his job again, and this can be seen with a painting of the Godfather in the background.
In the final film, we would like to film more exterior shots to show the bare landscape which Clive will do to hide his bodies.
In the final project, we wish to have a complete story arc for Clive. After all, the documentary style solemnly follows Clive, so therefore we feel like we need to see a progression in Clive's character.
Of course, the story arc of Clive is very important, but we also want to have more screen time for Martha, as Martha is the character which the audience can relate to.